We're dealing with a few big-name trade requests from this past week. We talked about Micah Parsons yesterday dealing with the Dallas Cowboys, and now we got Terry McLaurin with the Washington Commanders unable to come to terms on a new contract, so he's requested a trade from the team. And you know how I feel about Terry McLaurin. I've talked about him on the podcast before. He has been one of the most underrated players since he's entered the league in 2019. Mr. Consistent, despite the carousel of quarterbacks that he's dealt with since entering the league. He's had 5 straight seasons of 1,000 receiving yards, and his rookie year, 919. Not too shabby, very, very consistent for a receiver that's never had stability at the quarterback position. And last season, 1,100 yards, 13 touchdowns, once he finally got an elite quarterback at the helm, only on 82 receptions. Imagine what he could do with 100, 110, 120, 130. He'd blow the roof off. He's a true number one. I'd argue a top 10 receiver, absolutely a top 15 guy in the NFL, and he deserves his respect. Now, I love what Washington has done, flipping around the culture of this franchise, making them into a true contender, really moving them from rock bottom to something last year. Jaden Daniels was a big part of that. But the one mistake they can make with their future is missing out on Terry McLaurin. I think he's an extremely talented receiver, really could do it all. And he put that on film last year. 13 touchdowns. I think he was second in the league in receiving touchdowns. I apologize if that's wrong, but he was up there for sure, behind Jamar Chase. And I think it would be a huge mistake to let him go because the chemistry him and Jaden Daniels had last year, it's only going to get better, and we saw the early developmental stages of it, and it looked real incredible. I'm not going to lie to you. Looked really, really good. With that being said, though, if Terry McLaurin ends up a New England Patriot, they are a dark horse contender this year. Flat out, I'll say it. I'm a big Patriots guy this year, and I'm going to do a big episode this week talking about a few teams that I'm a little more excited about than most of the media, and a few teams I'm a little lower on than most of the media, and you can bet the Patriots are in that excited category. I'm really, really high on the Patriots this year. Matter of fact, I was high on the Patriots in last December. I thought they were primed for a big year. I watched Drake May's season. He played really, really good, put up really great stats considering his situation. And I think with Mike Vrabel in the building now, they could be cooking. They could be cooking something special. So let's break it down. Right, and I've talked about the Patriots prior on the podcast, on previous episodes, but let's just generalize the situation there right now and why I believe in them as a dark horse contender if Terry goes there. Drake May threw 2,300 yards and 15 touchdowns last year in a horrendous situation in New England. He had no weapons, no team, and he only played 12 games on a terrible New England Patriots team. He's got a new head coach with a revamped defense from free agency. The Patriots invested in their defense. They will be a top 10 unit for sure next year. Now the question marks are solely offensively. That's it. If they can clean up the offense, the team is at least a top 7 team in the AFC. And they will absolutely make the playoffs, especially considering the schedule that they have. But I'm more fascinated with the connection that could very well be Drake May to Stephon Diggs to Terry McLaurin. Drake May, for his rookie year, had nobody. Nobody. I could have been out there. He had nobody. Walmart employees, at least production-wise. I think Hunter Henry led them in receiving metrics. He now has a veteran receiver in Stephon Diggs, who looks really good considering he's coming off a huge season-ending injury. And if he gets Terry McLaurin in his prime, a true number one receiver to pair with Stephon Diggs, that offense looks dangerous. Ramondre Stevenson, Travion Henderson in the backfield, that'll form a really good 1-2 punch. Then the question really becomes, can the offensive line hold up for a 17-game season plus the playoffs? And if they can, man, I would be concerned about the Patriots. And I'm a Bills fan. Now, I'm wearing a Jags jersey. I'm saying I'm a Bills fan. What's going on here? I like to spice things up. I like to wear things for every single team. Show everyone some love. But I am a Bills fan, and I believe in the Pats this year. I'm willing to look at the reality of the situation and put my bias aside. I want to see Josh Allen win. I want to see the Bills succeed. I want a Super Bowl going to Buffalo for the first time ever. I want to see him get over the hump. But I'm not going to bypass the fact that the Patriots have slowly but surely built something really special in New England. If Drake May has Terry McLaurin and Stephon Diggs, that's a top 12 receiver duo in the league immediately. They become a very dangerous dark horse threat in the AFC. And I wouldn't want to see them in a wild card game. Now, most of you will watch the video and you'll think I'm ridiculous. There's no way they could win 9, 10, 11 games. I beg you to go and look at their schedule for next season and then come back to this video, and then you can drop whatever comment you want. They have a cakewalk of a schedule. They have a much improved, much better defense. Veteran head coach that's been to a conference championship before, knows what it's like to win, especially on a team that was doubted, like the Titans. Nobody really expected them. They came out of nowhere with Tannehill and an offense with potentially Terry McLaurin, Stephon Diggs, Drake May. Man, I know you saw that Drake May pass to Pop Douglas in training camp. That was a thing of beauty. And I'm not a big fan of basing a season's projection off what I see in training camp, but all I'm going to say, Drake May looks good in training camp. Those throws look pretty elite to me. And I think if he gets Terry McLaurin, he's got Stephon Diggs, he's got a few reliable options, the sky's the limit for this offense, for that quarterback, for this team, for this franchise. I think the Patriots are a real threat moving forward. And if they get Terry McLaurin, the whole league should be put on notice, as the Patriots would be a dark horse threat in the AFC.